expert and I'll be your host today as we celebrate National Logistics Day. Now this day is observed annually on the 28th of every year, and its purpose is to highlight the importance that the industry plays in both our personal, national and global economies, right? I'll go a step further and quickly describe what logistics is. It is a process of planning, organizing to make sure that resources are in place where they are needed so that an activity or a process can happen effectively. Now today I am privileged to have with me two gurus in the logistics world who cumulatively have over 30 years experience in the logistics world. I have with me the General Manager Syokimau ICD and the Head of Business Development at Syokimau ICD, and I will allow them to introduce themselves. Karibuni sana.
Asante sana. Thank you, Diana. It's indeed a wonderful morning. Good morning, everyone. My name is Laila Chen, General Manager Syokimau ICD. It is an absolute pleasure to be here this morning. Karibuni sana.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks, Diana, for inviting us. My name is Leonard Pidenti, the Head of Business Development at Syokimau ICD. It's an honor to be here today.
Very good. Thank you very much, both of you, for taking the time to actually be with me today. Now I'll jump straight to it. I know that Syokimau is just turned 3 years old, I think, if I'm not wrong, April of this year. And what made me really interested in this organization is the fact that they're already ISO certified. Now, I know that ISO certification is not something that comes easily. It takes a lot of dedication and a lot of hard work. So today they're here to take us through their journey, as being the pioneers in their organization, as they're pushing their agenda and what they have experienced and what the results have been so far. So I will start. Please tell us, what is ISO?
Thank you, Diana. And as Diana has very well put it, we are totally privileged and honored to be ISO certified. Just barely 3 years since our inception. And what is ISO certification? So ISO certification, ISO 9001 certification, is an international standard that specifies the requirements for a quality management system. Which are the organizations that go for ISO certification? So ISO certification is basically built around, consistency. It's built around quality service provision. It's built around customer satisfaction. It's built around compliance. And compliance, what sort of compliance are we talking about? We're talking about statutory compliance, legal compliance, regulatory compliance. And so as we proceed, as we go on, we'll get to understand more about ISO and the effects that it's had to our organization and to our service provision. Thank you, Diana.
You're most welcome. Leo, would you like
If
to
I
add
just
something
say
else?
something here is that from the definition of the logistics, you had some key words like processes, efficiency, organizing, resources. So ISO comes and bring all these things together, whereby you are organizing your processes such that you are able to give the returns to all the stakeholders in that industry, or the stakeholders that are interested in the operations of that organizations. When we talk about the stakeholders, we're talking about the regulatory agencies, we're talking about the shareholders, we're talking about the employees, we're talking about the community, and all in all, we're talking about the holistic kind of an approach of the operations in the organization.
Very well. So my next question then is, what made you as an organization choose to go the ISO way?
Thank you, Diana.
You're welcome.
And really happy to be able to talk about why Syokimau ICD chose to go for ISO 9001 certification. Every organization or every business that is set up basically is set up to address a need. There is always the why of an organization. Same thing as in our individual lives, we seek to know our purpose. Okay, so we sat and looked at what is it that we are crafted or designed to do as a business, and all of it was built around satisfaction of our customers' needs, satisfaction of how well we do our things, how happy our employees are, And we also are very keen to ensure that while doing all that, we're doing it within a compliant environment, so compliance is also key. And shareholder returns, because at the end of the day, we're a business that is built to make money and to give returns. In the definition of ISO, we've talked about quality management. And how do you manage quality? How do you ensure that you're consistent in the way you do things? How do you, deliver value and quality in a way that a customer who walks in today and one who walks in 2 days, 5 days, 1 month down the line will be happy the same way, or even happier, all right? And so that's why we went for ISO certification, basically to ensure that we deliver quality and consistent products to our customers, to ensure that we operate within a compliant environment, and to deliver returns to our shareholders.
Excellent, thank you. Leo, something you'd like to add on to that?
Yes, thanks, Diana. If you listened and understood the meaning of logistics, the key words that were there was organizing, was resources, was processing, was efficiency. So when you put these words together, you see that it is all what ISO is all about. It's about managing the quality that you are giving to the stakeholders. The stakeholders here, as have just been mentioned by my colleague Leila, these processes has to be defined in such a way that one does not see any gap. That the quality that we've assured the market, the returns that we've assured the shareholders, the compliance we've assured to the regulatory authorities is all taken care of through this ISO certification, whereby you've defined the processes and everybody understands those processes. It entails a lot of educating the people so that they can own up this process. They can know that the task or the role that they play has got an integral part of achievement of the objective of the organization. Thank you.
Excellent. So this is what I'm catching. I'm catching quality service provision, compliance, the need to address a specific need, regulatory bodies that you need to operate under, improvements, continuous improvement, customer satisfaction, employee satisfaction, and shareholder returns being the driving point in their seeking the ISO certification. That's excellent now. So my question is, with all these improvements, where you're saying shareholders, customers, continuous improvement, compliance, satisfaction of your customers, so what has been the new, something new that you have noticed since you got ISO certified? Now this is happening to Syokimau ICD. Please take us through the improvements and the new things that are happening in your organization due to being ISO certified.
At our facility, we do have the warehouses. We've got both free warehouse and board warehouse. The free warehouse does not say that you come and put your things for free. No. It means that they are free of customs clearance. They are free of customs charge. So you've paid duties and this container is ready to go to the market. What happened is that we are saving you the money for the last mile to your warehouse somewhere within Nairobi. You just take it from the CFS and put it in our warehouse. And then we return the container. Look at how much we've saved time for you. Whereby you have to load the container, take to your premises, and then you bring the container back. We are very efficient in that kind of a process, whereby within 45 minutes, we are able to move the container from the CFS to the free warehouse, which is just next door. And from there, we'll just do the stripping of the container and put the goods there. If you're importing ready things to the market, you do not need to go to the warehouse and then start sending distributors. It is a small distribution center. You just put the things at the free warehouse and then you're ready to distribute. Something else maybe you need to add.
Yeah, and so what we're basically trying to do, the solution we're basically trying to provide to our customers is one that will ensure that we let them then focus on their core business, all right? Because how many businesses businesses are set up to run warehouses. Who wants to invest in a large structure and the infrastructure and the resources that would be needed to run a warehouse? So the service complement would also go a long way in supporting our SMEs and MSMEs. All right, what we are telling our listeners today is you being whether you want to start a manufacturing business, a distribution business, or they just want to store up your goods, we have a solution for you. Okay, and what will then be left to do is to commercialize the product. We'll take care of the handling, we'll take care of the delivery, we'll take care of everything that concerns and involves logistics. Yes, Leo?
Yeah, I also want to mention that the free warehouse that we have has got a very advanced warehouse management system that you'll be able to see real time your stocks. And we only even show you where the lot is, such that if you are sent to the market, you can actually know as soon as the product leaves, you know that this is the stock that you have. This allows you to have a buffer stock in our warehouse to ensure that there's no any time that you've got shortages. Let me talk more about now the bread warehouse, if you allow me.
Please go ahead.
Yeah, the bread warehouse is a product that came up with the understanding that there is a lot of cash that is held on high value goods that clears customs and they are held in the warehouse without selling. Yeah. So this warehouse, the bread warehouse, takes care of that, whereby you move the goods from the CFS to the bread warehouse, and then as and when you get orders is when you process that single entry. This allows you even to sell even outside Kenya and do border warehouse export. Let's assume that maybe you're supplying high value items like maybe petroleum pumps, for example, and you've got a customer in Rwanda who want to buy only 2 pumps. Bringing a container for 2 pumps to Rwanda might be very costly. It's not able to sell.
Yes.
So the scenario here will allow us to bring the items to our warehouse. Then you do an export board entry for only those 2.
Because that is what you have a need for currently.
Correct.
Excellent.
So it means that it makes the business keep on going on and doesn't have a lot of holding of stock, hold of cash in terms of stock that you clear and you put in your warehouse, and then you do an export. It also stops you from having double taxation, whereby you pay tax in Kenya and then you pay tax in Rwanda, whereas the ultimate consumption is in Rwanda. That's the concept of the bread warehouse.
And so what Leo is trying to define here, and we need to basically get the gist of what Leo has taken a lot of time to describe and to define. We are basically telling businesses that we are here to support you and ensure that your working capital management is enhanced. Okay? Working capital management, what are we talking about? He's talked about stock holding, inventory. The cost of holding inventory is not a small spend for most businesses. Okay? And what we already know is that with our economic status right now, the cost of credit is quite high. It's not affordable to every Tom, Dick and Harry. Yet we want for economy to support all businesses. And so when we are coming up with this additional solutions to the business, we're basically looking at what are some of the things that every business would suffer from. Okay? From a startup all the way to a multinational corporation. And one of them is working capital. And so outside of just having the bonded warehouse solution, because he has talked about the kind of solution that a bonded warehouse and the kind of flexibility that affords you in terms of managing your working capital. Because instead of investing so much money paying for taxes and clearing a whole container load of whatever consignment you're bringing in, yet you only know that half of that would be used for local consumption, you could then bond your products. And that then saves you from the amount of capital that you'd have invested in clearing this container. So that is one. But 2, and this complements both the bonded warehouse and our CFS solution. It's a KEBS verification center. We are also a KEBS certified and licensed verification center. What does that mean? That means that what used to be a headache, because before customers were needed to get a certificate of conformity for all their products before they ship them in. And what that then meant for businesses, or the headache that it introduced years back when the service was introduced, was one, the length of time, okay? Your product's lead time would be so stretched because there would be so many businesses, so many customers who would be looking for their products to be certified, while the resources to have the certification done was limited. Okay? Now, a KEBS verification center, what does that mean when you break it down? It means that customers now have the flexibility to order their products, have their products come in, brought into a facility like ours. Then we have resident KEBS officers here who will then inspect your product and certify your product very quickly, and only just for a small fee. So, when you put all these things together, then we appreciate the sort of solutions that ICD is trying to offer and improvements every day.
Okay, I thank you. Is there something else, Leonard, you'd like to take us through?
I'll just mention the export bit. We know that the economy grows mostly on exports. When you export, you earn the foreign exchange.
Yes.
And that improves the economy. And we can look at how we are supporting the government in this. That when we have got the centralized stamping zone for export, it means that instead of having the custom officers moving all around Nairobi, going to inspect or to witness staffing from a certain area to a certain area, then you don't have all that. You just send one custom officer here. That custom officer will be able to handle a number of clients centrally.
Correct.
And as connected by MGR to the ICD, we are able to move your container to ICD for export and ensure that we never leave the vessel. Because when it moves from here, it goes directly to the scanning area. We're also inviting those small medium enterprises who cannot fill up a container, and they have either to move all the way to Mombasa or try to hire expensive staffing zones. They can all bring the containers here, the goods here, we place the container. And since we have got a warehouse, we can hold these goods at the warehouse until it is confirmed. How does this help? When the goods have come to the centralized staffing area, it means that you have documents that you can share to your buyer. And tell your buyer that I've already handed my goods to the port. So if you start wanting to process your payment, then your buyer can start processing payment.
Yes.
Because the things are already in customs custody and they cannot be withdrawn.
Yes.
So those are kind of advantages that we're trying to shut up these processes of having the money cycle. Because if you give me a share today, I'm happy and I'm ready for tomorrow.
Yeah.
Interesting. Anything else from you, Lila, that you'd like to add?
I think the only thing that would be now left to say as a business, and I hope that you've been able to learn quite a bit about the kind of services and solutions that Sukibao ICD have structured over time. What we can then tell our listeners and everybody who's tuned in is that when you think a logistics solution, please, we are the go-to trade facilitation center. And we talk about facilitation because we actually ensure that we deliver value to your business, that we take care of the end-to-end requirements of your supply chain. Okay, and so if you've been struggling in this area, if you've been seeking a solution, an affordable solution, please look nowhere else.
Excellent. So all this in 3 years? I think you should be very, very proud of your organization. You should be very proud of your achievements. And from us here is to say, keep on doing the great work. I trust and believe that your clients are happy and you'll keep on improving just to fill those gaps and so that you can continue being successful. Right?
Thank you very much, Diana, for having us in this show today. And for all the listeners, welcome to Sukibao ICD, the only stress-free logistics terminal in Nairobi.
Thank you. Thank you for tuning in and watch this space because we have more coming up. Thank you very much. Have a lovely day.
Excellent. And I've been your host, Diana Nyarera. Keep tuning in.